Hi, welcome back. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. My name is Andrew, but if you know me, you can call me Andy. We're going to get into a collective reading today based on a message that came through in my live. If you're interested in checking out my lives, you can do so on my Facebook page linked in the description below. We're live Friday and Saturdays, okay, where I give free readings to people that are new, mini readings, and I also do donated in-depth readings. In one of my donated readings, a message came through that the words that were used were cutting the weeds away so that the flowers show, okay? There's a lot sprinkled into that, okay? There's something about motivation, right? Not feeling the motivation or not seeing the beauty, not seeing the growth. That's a big thing in the collective lately, like not being able to see the growth, okay? So I hope that I can help with that today. There's a whole lot in that, okay? And we're going to use different tools. I'm actually going to use the ghost box because I know yesterday I said I was going to use it and I never did. So today we're going to do that, okay? We're going to start with that. We're going to take some notes, and then we're going to pull some cards, and then we're going to move on. We have quite a few readings to upload today. So let's get this thing crack-a-lackin'.
Text box. Scanning. SM.
If you're interested in any of the things I sell here... Excuse me. If you're interested in any of the things I have, the tools, the cards, whatever, it's in the description. Also, take notes, because there's some things that you're going to hear that I don't.
It's left, if they did. Yeah, it just has to be guy. Partly. Now,
According to the issue, he says,
learning experience is a bad one.
and Saturdays from published by your pouch.
We're back in jet. Out of it tomorrow. Officials say the flyer credits, which require on a play. Like Brent? Good to be. In case of Duma. In case of... And please. We're scratching the...
so true.
Your afternoon drive. Score, we get the ball.
Let's try and do FM, excuse me, AM.
You belong to David.
Her album.
Tell you this, I was an ugly baby. Goes on and
I was an ugly baby.
Heavy rain in Florida. This is
that not as
have been announced that /hunt are advised that.
Yes, 7479.
All right, I think we have enough. I think the symbology of rooting through the weeds is something that also came through in that session, because it felt like there was so much nonsense that was not even meant to be picked up. And usually, like, I pick up so much more than this. And what I was getting was the weeds represent different things, and not even for different people, if that makes sense. It's like different things within every person. So the weeds represent the beliefs, right? The thing that stuck out to me was I was an ugly baby. These are weeds. These are beliefs. These are things, right? Listen, you may very well have been, right? I'm not saying you have been, but whoever said that, and wherever that's coming from, that may very well be true, right? But what's the point? What's the point of pointing that out? Why? Why is that a weed, Spirit? I'm going to pull some cards. Well, first I'll read out what we got. We have Star, Partly Cloudy Sky. We have I Feel Alive. We have Saturdays. We have Way Back When. We have Round of Applause. We have Mid-40s. We have We're Stretching. We have Supporters Claim. We have For You. We have, like, For You. This is For You. We have Your Afternoon. We have You Belong. And we have I Was an Ugly Baby. I was an ugly baby. I don't know, like, you know that question that it feels like a philosophical question. It's like, is there such thing as an ugly baby? Most people will say that there is, because it feels like that's something we want to say, because it makes us a realist. It puts us, sometimes we don't really stop and think about the answers that we actually give to these sorts of questions, these philosophical questions, these like, would you rather, what would you do if, right? We don't like to necessarily actually think about what we would do, but we rather think about what our ego wants to answer, right? And so I think it's not really a question that can be answered. Is there such thing as an ugly human, right? People can behave ugly. They can do ugly things, but is there such thing as an ugly soul, right? Is there such thing as an ugly baby, right? So calling yourself an ugly baby, that's casting a judgment on the self, when beauty is subjective, right? There's something about that, right? That's like, it's irking me. That one last statement is irking me. I'm going to pull from my own cards. I'm going to see if we can get some support here. If there's anything that can be clarified, or I have a bunch of Archangel names and Ascended Master names in here. I want to see if somebody wants to come through and support us with this message. Cutting away the weeds so that the flowers grow. So that the flowers show. Thank you, Spirit. Full of shit. That's one of the cards that showed. we have Archangel Ariel. We have within 6 months. And Kali. We have Kali, Archangel Ariel, and within 6 months. Now we're going to pull some tarot first before we do that. Let's see what we can discover here. Kali is a form of the mother goddess, in which she appears angered and aroused to take the torment of this world. The story of Kali, her origins and purpose, are best told in the 13 chapters of the Devi Kahatiyam, also known as the Shandipat. Her origins, said to be born of the earwax of Vishnu, she's depicted as sitting on the lotus that rose from Vishnu's navel. Symbolic meanings appearance vary depending on tantric or devotional approach, and on whether one views her image in symbolic, allegoric, or mystical fashion. Okay. It's not really helping us. Like, there's so much, they're like not giving us. 1 second, you guys. I know she represents like rebirth, destruction, right? She carries a bunch of blades, so that goes to show like cutting away the weeds. There's something about like the intensity, the fury, right? I'm seeing a picture here where she's holding a head in her hands. We're going to call upon her today. Okay, I'm going to leave her here. We're going to let her speak at one point. And also Archangel Ariel. Connect with the angel of nature. That makes sense. Cutting away the weeds. Listen, weeds have a place, right? But they're also invasive. I talk about this all the time, but human beings are the stewards of this earth, right? So it's our job, part of our job, is to make the world a better place by allowing God to enact his will through us. We're sort of like custodians here. We're not animals. I keep saying this, right? I keep having to remind it, just so that we can change the way that we think about it, because I know that changing the way I've thought about it has really allowed me to evolve from this place of shame and this weird place of like humans being a dirty scourge of the earth. It's not true, right? But there's this this frequency as stewards that involves in the weeds. There's something about that where the weeds represent something that we are meant to sort of learn how to maintain, cut through, work with, right? Another thing for us to work through. I'm also feeling that feeling of like when you're doing spiritual work or even when you're doing physical work, when you're cleaning, right? How much better do you feel internally in your body when you clean and everything feels right again? Like you just feel right in your body, you feel right physically, you feel right internally, right? When you do this work or you're sweating out in the backyard, like my friend Jessica who pulls the weeds in her backyard and she's like, I feel tired, but I feel so accomplished. I feel so good, right? There's something about that feeling. And then what's left is that cleanliness, that openness, that availability, they're saying. Availability. Archangel Ariel is the archangel of the natural world. Her name means the Lion of God, and this represents her fierce and protective nature. She is a healer that exists to protect and care for plants and animals. She has been found in various religions and spiritual practices, so you can connect with her regardless of your belief and ideas. I have a fond appreciation for Archangel Ariel, as I believe that our relationship with the earth is super important for our spiritual well-being. There is so much to learn from her and Mother Nature, and we can connect with Ariel in order to appreciate the world around us. In this article, I will tell you how to recognize Archangel Ariel and how to connect with her when we are in need of guidance. Alright, so we're going to tune into Archangel Ariel today as well. We're going to let them sort of guide the messages today. They're working as a team. And then we have within the next 6 months. That's the third card that I pulled. So we have Kali. We have Archangel Ariel. And we have within 6 months. Let's build on that. Holy Spirit, Most High, Mother and Father, Almighty God, thank you. Allow us to expand deeper in this message, please. Assist us in that endeavor, in that effort. Thank you. We'd like to hear from Kali, Archangel Ariel. Thank you. We invite you in, please. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. The Three of Wands coming up first. There's a lot of wand energy, fire energy. More wands. This is an overwhelm. This is an overwhelm. This is an overwhelm that is not something that will subside on its own. This is something that takes work. This is something that takes determination. This is something that takes maintenance. This is something that needs your attention. Even if you have to call for help. Doesn't have to be that kind of help. But even if you call for help. You need help? Whoever this is, whoever we are, for all of us, but you know, this is a collective message, so take what resonates and leave what doesn't. But on some level, you need help. You need support. You cannot see and appreciate the value of what you've accomplished, what you've gained, the victories. You've made it to a threshold here. And there's some kind of hesitation. There's some kind of like stop. Because we go from this to this. Overwhelmed, and my mind is going down to those weeds on the floor that are probably tangled around her feet. Something about the root chakra. Cutting away the weeds so that the flowers show. This is about like seeing the flowers that are offered, like, she's being given her flowers in that context. She's being given her praise, her adoration, her accomplishments are being appreciated and celebrated. Sometimes, oh my God, look at that! Look at him giving her the flowers right there. And she thinks, oh my God, thank you so much. But if she looked around, she would realize that the trees all around her are abundant with those very same flowers. She's over here trying to embrace him while she's the one who has the coins and the jewelry and everything worthwhile. And he's over here closing his eyes. She's hugging him and embracing him, trying to talk to him. And he's over here closing his eyes, getting ready to kiss her like he wants something from her. There's something going on here. He's pointing at something too. He's like, I want that ass. Right? He's a weed and she's a flower. It's like being confused over what that means. Yeah, people can celebrate you, but that doesn't mean that they actually respect you, that they hold you in high regard, that they actually fuck with you in the way that you think, that they actually want the things for you that you want for yourself. Some of you guys are afraid to acknowledge where people in your life, listen, it doesn't have to be a big ass battle. It doesn't have to be a big old thing. It doesn't have to be something where 22:11 on the clock. It doesn't have to be something where it's a huge ass like debate and fight and we're at war. It doesn't have to be a big kerfuffle. It doesn't have to be dramatic, right? But you can acknowledge to yourself, and they're telling me like set your boundaries and align yourself in a way to understand who in your life is a weed. Some of you guys, it's your very own parents, right? They're giving you flower. Oh, we're so proud of you. Look at what you've been able to accomplish. But it's like you love that, and then it kind of lulls you in, and it's like all of a sudden now you have forgotten and don't even recognize and have completely lost sight of everything you've grown for yourself, because their energy is contagious. That's what it is. The weeds are an invasive species. They're invasive. Let me look that up too. Why are weeds taking over my garden? Some types of weeds, especially those with deep roots, grow well because the soil is compacted. The plant's roots aren't getting air, water, and nutrients they need. Interesting. Right? So it's like these individuals who are not getting the nourishment that they need in your life are taking over and trying to take over you. So it's like replanting yourself. I'm going to look up the problem with weeds. Those invasive plants often outcompete desirable crops for water, nutrients, and sunlight. Weed reproduce and spread quickly, making them difficult to move. Y'all, I've been watching, I don't know if you guys are familiar with it, but Kitchen Nightmares with Gordon Ramsay. Right, I've also been watching like salon, the thing with the salons with Tabitha, where she goes in and she does the same thing he does, but with salons. And one thing you find is that the owners, they're so fucking selfish. Like they think that owning a business is making money, right? They don't understand that owning a business means that you're providing a value and that you're operating with a level of integrity. Right, they're over here. Most of them are over here telling their customers that everything is fresh and come here, and like their customers are paying good fucking money for their food to come in to get frozen food that's unfrozen and then served to them, while they're being sold that it's fresh, and then they're just like, well, this is just what we do, right? This is what restaurants do, right? This is what we know. That's what you do. You thought you could get away with that because you're selfish. You thought you want to live the title of being a business owner, yet you're going over here taking things. The reason I bring this up, is because people in our lives, the minute that they feel, the ones that are weeds, the ones that haven't had the nutrients or haven't given themselves the nutrients, the one with compacted soil, the ones that haven't, whether because of their choice or because of life, have not been given the nutrients, the water, the sunlight, the right soil, and haven't given it to themselves or haven't gotten it, right? Those individuals will compete for your sunlight, for your water. They will overtake your garden. They will destroy your garden of abundance. Learning how to separate the weeds and cut away the weeds so that the flowers show, so that the flowers have show, so that the flowers can be seen, appreciated, so that you can be appreciated. How can you be appreciated when you're drowned out by weeds? Why would anybody want to go to a garden to see flowers that are hidden between a bunch of weeds, mosquitoes and bugs? Rampant. This is like about who you keep your company with. This is about like you owning yourself, because people see and they're inspired by you. They want to have confidence in you, but when you're over here, talking about how you were an ugly baby, then they're like, "Oh, that doesn't make me feel good. That feels like there's like a whole lot there. Like, it's not breeding confidence, right?" And so like the people, and listen, this isn't about being better than people and keeping them at a distance. This is about protecting your future. Now we have the King of Wands here. This is like a full ass reading of Wands. The King of Wands, the King of Sticks, knows about roots. He knows what it means to have your roots strong and set. He has clear vision. He is fast. He is strong. He's mighty. He's gonna pull shit out right from the root. All of those are flowers that are growing right there on him, on his little thing, his stoop, or excuse me, his stump. What do you call that? Tree stump. He took a dead tree and he made it into a garden. This is about protecting the blessings. This is about protecting your aware. This is about protecting the way you see yourself, protecting your perspective, perceptions, protecting your perceptions and your perspectives. This is about protecting your blessings. This is about protecting your vision, your manifestations. This is about protecting your art, protecting your work. Knowing when that insecure thing, like for example, as a reader, knowing when the insecure parts of me come out or start to become inflamed and want to come out, and there's a full potent message, and then I'm over here over explaining myself in this second, and then I'm over here like doing something else in the next second, and it's like you got the potent message, you got those bursts of divine revelation, and then you have all these other weeds in between. And so, like, people are having to sort and figure out, like, which one is the flower versus the weed, right? Is as if I would do that. And I used to be like that a lot more. And, listen, I might be doing it right now. And that's my point. Anything else, Spirit? It's time, because at the end of the day, it's victory. And the only reason we can't feel that victory is because we're surrounded by weeds. God bless you guys. I have a bunch of other uploads coming up today. I'll see you guys in the next one. Let me know if this one makes sense at all, okay? Cutting away the flowers to make room for the weeds. Leave in the comments whatever you heard on the spirit box that I didn't. And I'll see you guys in the next ones. Bye.